Hi, and today I'm here to show you one of the most complete Android smartphones on the market. I'm talking, of course, about the Note 9, the latest phablet from manufacturer Samsung, complete with the S Pen. I'm David, this is AndroidPIT, and you're watching the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 full review. Aesthetically, the Galaxy Note 9 does not look all that different from the Note 8, but by now, as you will have read a million times, the smartphone is made with a solid metal structure and has slightly curved glass body on the sides. On the front, we find Gorilla Glass 5 that protects a large 6.4-inch Quad HD Plus display. This is widely recognised as probably the best smartphone display in the world right now, but that's what we've come to expect from Samsung. The smartphone is comfortable in the hand, but do not expect to reach every corner of the display with just your thumb. The king of phablets is best used with either two hands or the S Pen. Speaking of design, I must admit that I found the new fingerprint sensor position comfortable, although I must reiterate my disappointment with Samsung's biometric system. It is safer, sure, but it's also much slower than the competition. The intelligent scan function uses facial recognition and an iris scanner. It's usually faster than the fingerprint sensor, but it is unreliable. The S Pen features have been expanded and improved once again. The removable pen now connects to your Note 9 via Bluetooth Low Energy and features what Samsung is calling a supercapacitor rather than a battery. It can fully charge in just 40 seconds. It will last for 30 minutes when it's out of the device or for about 200 clicks. These changes were necessary to allow the S Pen to be used as a remote control for taking photos, controlling music, or for presentations. Samsung also plans to release an SDK for developers, allowing them to integrate S Pen features into their apps. Finally arriving on the Note series is a set of AKG stereo speakers that allow for complete immersion in multimedia content such as games and videos. The most welcome upgrade from the last generation though is a bigger 4000 mAh battery. It's a decisive leap forward for the Note series. The Galaxy S9 certainly didn't shine in our battery test, but we can understand why Samsung has, until now, been reluctant to go with big batteries after what has happened in the past. The Note 9 is able to withstand the most intense days without problems, but do not expect to spend a weekend off the grid with this thing. In my experience, the battery life was better than average, but it's still far from the best. Samsung still has a lot of optimization work to do here in terms of software. Speaking of software, the Note 9 launched with Android 8.1 and the Samsung Experience 9.0. There's still no word from the company about an upgrade to Android 9 Pie. All in all, this is not a bad thing. Oreo on the Note 9 has proved stable, fast, and even the Samsung Experience seems to fly despite the heavy customization. Personally, I'm a fan of the choice, and the Note 9 allows you to have complete freedom of use. There are a million features that you can either find useful or not, but I really appreciate that they are there. You can choose what to activate and what not in order to make the experience work for you. There are still some things to smooth out here and there, like all the background services or the company's default apps, but Samsung has slowly managed to perfect its software. Our Note uses a Samsung Exynos 9810 SoC that performs better than its American counterpart equipped with a Snapdragon 845 in terms of CPU. It remains behind when it comes to challenging graphics tasks though. The version we tested had 6GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage, but there's also a rather hefty 512GB version, and you can now have as much as 8GB of RAM. Is so much RAM really useful? Well, not in my opinion, but the 512GB version would be expandable to more than a terabyte via microSD. That could be useful for the most demanding users. On the back we find a pair of cameras we are familiar with. Both sensors are 12 megapixels and are optically stabilized. The wide-angle camera is the same one that's in the S9 and the S9 Plus, while the secondary one has a telescopic lens with a 2x zoom. Samsung has modified the software to include an automatic recognition feature that is enhanced by AI. Helps you choose the best settings for each type of shot. And honestly, the recognition software is quite accurate, fast, and changes to the photos are not exaggerated or destructive as we've seen on some smartphones from Huawei. I had no reason to turn off the function during my review process. The shots were good and very detailed in bright light, but it is with low light settings that you see the software really kick in to improve the results. However, we're talking about a smartphone camera of top quality here. It is not the best in the world, but you certainly won't be disappointed. I've never been a fan of Samsung's Note series, and even the company's latest flagships failed to convince me for one reason or another. However, as much as I've tried to, it's been impossible to find a deal-breaking flaw in this device. The Note 9 does not blow you away with any of its features, but it maintains such a high standard overall, and as a complete package, you really can't find anything else that can deliver the same number and quality of features as the Note 9. $1,000 is not exactly small change, but if you are determined to spend 4 figures on a smartphone, it should probably be this one. What did you think of our Samsung Galaxy Note 9 review? Leave us a comment below, and if you like this video, leave us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.